Welcome to a place where hearts unwind, infinite threads that gently bind, love and compassion in every line. Together we rise through space and time.
Welcome back to Infinite Threads. I'm your host, Bob, and this is episode 94. Today, we're lifting things up a little because we've been through some deep waters lately. We've talked about blind spots. We've talked about emotional growth, self-honesty, the fear of change. We've peeled back layers, softened into truth, and looked at love from every hard angle. But today, let's talk about the joy. Because there's something beautiful that happens when you stop holding back, when you stop loving conditionally, when you stop loving for approval, for reward, for safety, and you start loving just because love is who you are. The shift happens quietly, then everything feels brighter. Loving unconditionally doesn't always feel like fireworks at first. It starts quietly, a moment of patience when you'd usually rush, a soft word when you'd normally defend, a pause instead of a snap, a gentle yes instead of a well-rehearsed excuse. And suddenly, something shifts. Not out there, but in you. You feel lighter. You feel more honest. You feel like yourself, the self you've always been under the armor. That's joy. And it sneaks in when you stop making love a transaction and start making it your rhythm. The world doesn't always deserve your love, but that's the point. Unconditional love isn't about being naive. It's not about being walked on. It's about choosing to stay open, even when the world tells you to close. And here's the wild part. The more you love, the less the world can take from you. Because your love no longer depends on being treated a certain way. It becomes a gift, a practice, a source of energy you create, not something you wait to receive. That's where joy lives, not in the outcome, but in the overflow. What loving without limits starts to look like? Well, you stop rehearsing conversations in your head. You stop needing everyone to agree with you. You stop being drained by strangers' moods. You smile more without even noticing. You listen more deeply because you're not trying to prove anything. You give compliments you used to hold back. You start crying at the good parts again, and maybe that was you all along. You're no longer protecting love, you're spreading it. And joy follows that like a shadow in sunlight. Yes, there are still hard days, but joy becomes the default. This doesn't mean life suddenly becomes perfect. You'll still have bad days. You'll still face loss. But something will have shifted deep down. You won't be carrying resistance to the world anymore. You'll be flowing with it. Joy becomes your base state, not your reward. Because now, love isn't conditional on how things go. It's rooted in how you choose to show up. And once you feel that, you don't go back. The unexpected gifts of loving unconditionally are many. You feel more energy. You're no longer wasting it on judgment, pretense, or trying to control others. You laugh more easily because you're not bracing for disappointment. You're present for beauty. You attract peace, not just in you, but around you. People feel it. They respond to it, even if they don't know why. You trust more deeply, not in people to be perfect, but in yourself to stay grounded no matter what. You feel free from expectations, free from needing to be right, free from the old story that you had to earn love to be worthy of it. Joy isn't found, guys. It's unlocked. Joy isn't hiding from you. It's just waiting for you to remove the conditions. When you love without holding back, when you stop making your love small, strategic, or safe, when you give it room to breathe, room to flow, room to shine, joy shows up like a long-lost friend. Not because you finally figured it out, but because you finally let go. You let go of fear, let go of proving, let go of deserving. And in its place, you find peace. You find laughter, you find connection, you find you. Thanks for joining me today. This world has plenty of weight, but you are allowed to be light, to smile, to love big, to live wide open. Not because life is easy, but because you've chosen to walk it with love. And that, guys, that changes everything. I have seen so much from so many of you that have contacted me to say that you've been following this path yourselves already, and how wonderful it is to see others doing it, or that suddenly things make sense to you that didn't before, and I really appreciate that. I'm not the greatest with words, and I try very hard to not alienate people with my words. It's not because life is easy, but because you've chosen to walk it with love. And that does change everything. I can say that again, but that's twice now. So until next time, guys, let love flow, let joy follow, and let yourself be free. I love you all very, very much. And you know what I need you to do. Go out and pass that on. Later, Gators. Bye-bye.